Hey y'all, Farmer Dre back at it. It's another beautiful day here on the farm. But I want to thank everybody for stopping by. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and smash that like button. Don't forget to turn on that notification icon so you guys can be notified whenever I do upload a video. Today I'm going to give you guys a fruit farm equipment tour. If you guys have seen other videos on YouTube of farm tours or farm equipment tours, you guys know they got big operations, big tractors. But for us, in total acreage, we own 55 acres here, and we only farm about, I'd say about 35 of that. So we're not really big in acreage, but we do need a lot of specialty equipment, and I'll show you guys that. But first of all, let's start off here in the cider room. So you guys seen our cider videos, and if you guys haven't seen my cider videos, go ahead and check them out. We have the washer and everything in there. Apples come up this conveyor belt into the grinder. It's a storage tank. And we've got our bottler over here. So without this, we couldn't do as many gallons as we do. And this is still a small one. It's a 4-compartment bottler. So siphon fills up and then it flows into there. And then we got a 300-gallon old bulk tank that still works and still makes it run. The most expensive piece of equipment in this room is our pasteurizer. And without this pasteurizer, we're not able to sell our cider wholesale to different accounts. And technically, we could sell our raw cider, but the only downside to selling our raw cider is we have to sell it ourselves, us the farmers. So that really stops us. There's more room for opportunity and to expand and to grow the business. So yeah, it was a big investment. This box right here is like 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet. It was $32,000. So we better take good care of him right here. So like I said, without this, we couldn't expand our cider operation. So no, that's part of it, and that's, you guys will see in today's video, a lot of the stuff, you know, does cost a lot of money, and that's the bottom line. If you want to be successful farming, you can't do it all yourself, so you better get some equipment that will do it for you. And now we are in our warehouse. This is our conveyor, washer, selector. We were pretty fortunate that this was all here when we first bought the orchard back in 2013. So it's old, but hey, it still works and we're not complaining. And the reason we're still using this, because we got a quote for a brand new one. And let me tell you what, this one works just fine. So, so we put the bins of full apples here. This thing lifts up and then it dumps the apples in here. This one washes them, brushes them nicely. Then it goes through here, has a few sponges through some dryers. And then during the summer or during the fall, whenever we're grading apples, this thing right here selects the apples in size, so small, mediums, and large. But whenever we do make cider, we get a bunch of zip ties and just tie these together, so all the apples, regardless if they're small, big, or whatever, they all go into the cider press. That makes our life a whole lot easier, just because we get to press everything to cider, and then we have to worry about, you know, moving them back into the cider room, and just makes everything a lot easier. And then of course you got our fancy dandy forklift here. You know, it's a small one. It's not brand new, so it has a bit of an attitude sometimes. But hey, we make it work. I mean, it works great for what we need. You know, there's no point in spending $45,000-$50,000 on a brand new forklift for what we use it for. So, and if this ever gives us problems, then we have our skid steer loader that we could use. So, you know, for what we paid for this, we are not complaining. Now for the juicy stuff, the stuff you guys have been waiting for, the tractors. Everybody loves the tractors. So this is our New Holland L221 skid steer here. It's a 76 horsepower. It's perfect for what we use. And we have all the different types of equipment for attachments. I think we have like 10 or 12 different attachments. And then we use this for everything. I mean, whenever we first bought the orchard, there was, we only had the tractor with the loader, and we thought it would be fine, but no. I mean, without a skid steer on the farm, I don't know what we would be doing. So skid steer is very, very, very vital to our operation. Just makes our life a whole lot easier. I mean, it's just that simple. I mean, if I guarantee every farmer that has a skid steer could explain, you know, what the benefits are of using a skid steer versus a tractor loader. So much faster, more convenient. And for us, moving bins in and out, pallets, and just doing that, carrying stuff in the warehouse, it just makes our life a whole lot easier. So yeah, it needs a quick wash, but it's not too bad. Then we have our dandy bad boy zero trim mower we use around the house and whatnot. So needs a wash as well. Alrighty, so now I'm outside and we finally got some snow. We do live in Southwest Missouri, so You know, we don't get that much snow here, but you know, it's cold right now. It's about 25 degrees outside, but hey, it is what it is. I don't mind the snow, but I wish we got a little more so we could actually have some fun in it, but it is what it is. Anyways, we got the grappler attachment, post driver, the auger here for the skid steer. And one piece of cool equipment that we have here on the farm is a 13-foot mower for the orchard itself. So it used to have a foot sway bar there that would go around every tree, but my brother was mowing the grass this past summer, and of course, you know, whenever he's doing stuff, you know, he likes to break things around the farm. I'm just joking, but anyways, it was old, so we took it off just because it was kind of hurting the trees. So it's supposed to have a 13-foot. Now it's a 12-foot mower because the extra foot's off, but it had that sway bar there that would cut around all the trees. But we use this weekly during the summer months. It's just because, like I said, we do the U-pick operation, so we got to have it really nice for the customers whenever they come out to the farm to enjoy the experience. And of course, if you got 4 or 5 foot tall weeds between the rows and the trees, it's not going to be real pleasant for the kids and the families. But for us, you know, we use this weekly. Just, it's a lot more work than other commercial farmers, but you know, like I said, we are in the experience business, so gotta be able to make it real nice for the kids, for the family. So 13-foot mower, and it is a finished mower, so people think, wow, it's such a big mower, can you use it to chop down trees? I was like, no, this is a finished mower. It has the exact same blades, or very similar blades, to our zero turn. So it's a finished mower, makes it real nice, kind of like a golf course whenever you get done mowing the grass in between the rows. So this is our big tractor. It's a New Holland LT100A. So this is the biggest tractor we have here on the farm, and you know, it's the biggest horsepower tractor, but we are looking to getting a more slimmer tractor. So the newer systems are planting the high density system of apples. We are planting the row spacings 12 foot apart, so we need a smaller tractor to fit between the rows. And that's why I said earlier, you know, the big row crop farmers need bigger tractors. Us, especially fruit farmers, we need smaller tractors to do the job. So we use this during the summer months all the time. That's what we put them over the sprayer with, and it is a cab tractor there, so it makes it real nice. It works real well, but you know, we're getting to that point where we need a smaller size tractor to be able to pull all the implements. We still need the horsepower, but we need a slimmer tractor to be able to fit in between up and down the rows and do the job for the orchard. So, you know, the only downside of these tractors are, you know, they're pretty proud of them. So we use what we have, and we don't complain. So now in our big barn, this is our small 35 horsepower, 30 horse tractor, and it's a small one, but we use this tractor all the time for the high tunnels whenever we are tillering. And you know, this is perfect size for the high tunnels just because, you know, it's small, it's low profile, and it works well. But you know, now that we're doing a lot more strawberries, we do need a tractor that could be able to fit on top of the rows. Our big tractor doesn't have the clearance underneath it, so we're just looking around for a little tractor that's a little taller, maybe a little bigger horse, four-wheel drive. So but we use it all the time. And of course, I can see here we have our DIY high tensile wire unroller that we made here. So I mean, it's just a nice tractor to you know, do our jobs here on the farm, running around for tools and parts. And like I said, we use this a lot in the high tunnels whenever we are tillering, and this is just our high tunnel tractor, or the greenhouse tractor that we use. So yep, small 30 horse New Holland, so it gets the job done. So now for the specialty stuff that you don't see on, you know, regular operations and only on fruit farms or vegetable farms, this is our air blast sprayer. So this is our orchard sprayer. So we use this in the orchard to of course spray the trees all summer long. Whenever there's an issue in the orchard, we go ahead and figure it out and find the stuff that works. But this is what we use. It's a turbine, it's an air blast. So this fan back here runs PTO, and it runs like a turbine, so it just shoves a bunch of air through here. The air comes up through here, and the mist gets pressurized, and it gets up into the trees. And then whenever that pressure with the wind and the spray gets on the trees, that really fine mist does its job and it works. So this is an old sprayer. I think it's from the 60s or 70s, so it's quite old. I was talking to a big peach farmer out from southeast Missouri, out of the Boot Hill, and he runs about 1,000 acres of peaches, so he's huge. But we were talking to him about sprayers and stuff, and he was telling me he just bought 3 new air blast sprayers with sensors. I mean, it's the new high-tech stuff. And I think he told me he paid like $35,000 a piece just for the sprayers. It's still a 500-gallon tank, just the same size as this one. But with those, they have controls in the tractors with sensors on the front. And whenever the sensors don't sense that there's a tree there, that it turns off the sprayer. So then he was telling me that those 3 sprayers are going to save him about $50,000 in chemical for the year. But whenever you're doing 1,000 acres, you know, your chemical bill's in the millions anyway. So, you know, if he could save a little cash, go for it. But for us, we have this controller up here. So if there's not a tree or I'm spraying just a side row, I go ahead and turn off the side whenever, you know, that we are spraying, so to just conserve chemical and not spray much more than we need. But yeah, this is our air blast sprayer. It's a 500-gallon tank. It's a really short profile. So I'm 6'4". I'm real tall. I'm taller than usual. So this thing's about 4.5, 5 foot tall. So I mean, this thing, and it's really slim as well. I think it's only about 6 foot, maybe 7 foot from base to base there. So this works perfect for the orchard. Fits perfectly between the rows, between the trees, and it gets the job done. So this right here, this is our plastic mulch layer, and this is more used for commercial vegetable production and fruit production if you're doing strawberry. So this is a strawberry mulch layer, and I'll put up some clips of us laying this during this past season. But what this does is it makes a raised bed, so these plows here pick up the soil, and then it puts it into a nice compact bed, and then this plastic here gets laid with a drip irrigation tube that goes underneath there. And then in behind here, it just makes a nice firm raised bed with the plastic. And we use this for strawberries. So this is new to us. We bought it this past spring. So we used it for the blueberries whenever we laid that fabric down. And then of course we're gonna use it every single year for the strawberries. And for our vegetables and our other watermelon and cantaloupe crops we're gonna grow. So yeah, this is a must whenever you're doing more than a few hundred feet in your garden, because first of all, the weed suppression, there's many benefits to this mulch layer, just from the plant production standpoint, and for us the farmers, it makes our life a whole lot easier for weed suppression and keeps the weeds down. So yeah, plastic mulch layer. This is a Rainflow 2600. Without this thing, I don't think I would ever grow strawberries. So yeah, plastic mulch layer. So this is our farm tour trailer. So in the fall, we do a lot of field trips with the kids, with school groups, with different families that come out to the farm and they request a tour. So we put it behind our small tractor that's in the small barn there, and then connect it back here. The kids get on there, we give them a tour around the farm, and then they enjoy the day out here at the apple orchard. So we built this out of scratch. So we found this trailer from our neighbor. It was old, it wasn't using, the axles weren't really that well. They needed some work. So we gave them a price for this. I think we bought the trailer for like 200 bucks. I mean, it was super cheap. It was all rusted. And then we had to change the floors. We made the all the railing here. So with under $1,000, I believe, we have a farm tour trailer, so that we could go ahead and the kids enjoy their time here on the farm. So it's pretty cool. And fun fact, these pipes here that you see that the kids hold on to were in our well for 30 plus years, and whenever we changed out the pump, we went ahead and put the plastic in because they're just more efficient that way. So this we just turned it into the tour, so we try to use as much as we can here on the farm. And then of course we do run all New Holland. I don't know why, we just, whenever we had our turkey farms, that's what we ran. My dad got real good close friends with the salesman from over there. So we do run New Holland. For me, it doesn't matter, as long as it gets the job done. I don't care. We have a Kubota dealer just a few miles away from here, and a Case dealer. So maybe in the future years we'll have different types of tractors here on the farm. But for me, as long as it gets the job done, I really don't care what the color is. And you know, for us, at the end of the year, the bottom line, so if I could pay less for a tractor that still does the same job, I'm very happy, very content with that. So yeah, this is our farm tour trailer. So it gets the job done. So over here, more skid steer attachments. We got the excavator, the hay spike. We got a 3-point pallet forks for the big tractor, and it's a hay spike combined in one. So you can pull off the pallets there, and then put the shaft there for the pallets. Then we got a rotor tiller for the high tunnels, We also have the buckets for the skid steer. So more equipment. Alrighty, so this is our Brownie. It's made by the Phil Brown Welding Company out of Michigan. So this is a hydraulic orchard ladder, and this is used for pruning the trees. It's got some hydraulic attachments here for some hydraulic shears, and you know, this whole entire arm lifts up here, and it goes up to about 17 foot in the air. It's pretty narrow, pretty nice little piece of equipment for the orchard. Alrighty, so this thing is strictly for the apple orchard or the peach orchard. And like I said, it comes out of Michigan. So a farmer out of Michigan, him and his boys got tired of working on ladders. This was back in the 80s. And they're like, you know what, Dad, let's go ahead and make a platform where it makes our life a whole lot easier. So this machine right here really cuts down the pruning time from doing about a ½ acre per day commercially to about 2 acres per day. And you know, it's a one-man platform, so you know, that's the only downside of it. But the ability to maneuver and to work around the trees with this thing right here is just amazing. And of course, we use it for all the construction and other stuff around the farm. We also use it to harvest the top of the trees. But one of these things, brand new, costs around $32,000. We only paid $4,000 for this one right here. It's made in 1992, so it is a lot older than usual. But hey, we made it work. Yeah, this is our Brownie. It's just a hydraulic ladder. It's kind of like a lift here, kind of like a sky jack, but you know, all the controls are in the bucket here, and this just makes our life a whole lot easier as a farmers at the as a fruit farm. So yeah, a hydraulic ladder, we call it the Brownie, but you guys probably seen this in some of my pruning videos, so it's pretty cool. Like I said, without this thing, you know, I wouldn't even start pruning trees. So I wasn't going to show any vehicles, but this is necessary for our operation. So this is a 16-foot box trailer, reefer trailer, and truck. It's not a trailer, it's a truck. So we went ahead and purchased this past spring, or this past season, I should say. And with this, we use it for our cider deliveries and to go to farmers markets. So this is a must for our operation. Without this, you know, we couldn't expand our cider operation. Then we would have been in a pretty big trouble. So yeah, this is the only vehicle I'm going to show, but it's kind of cool. It's the reefer trailer. You see these all the time on the roads, but we need one for our operation. Just it's vital. You have extra cold storage if you need it, and then it just makes it real nice and convenient when you go to market, to deliveries, keeps all the produce cold, and then you don't have to worry about spoilage and stuff like that. So this is our high density apple system. So there's 12 feet between each row and then 3 feet between each tree. So we're planting about 1,200 trees to the acre. So that's why we need a slimmer tractor, because whenever these trees will grow up and start producing as a crop, you know, there's actually gonna be like 10 feet between each row that we could actually fit through. So, you know, that's why it's very important to have the right equipment for the right job. So, you know, we're planting stuff a lot closer, a lot higher density, because, you know, us as fruit farmers, we are in the harvesting business. We harvest sunlight, so we take that sunlight and convert it into apples. So the more leaves on a per acre basis equals more apples in our cooler, and with more apples in our cooler, you know, we have more apples to sell to the customers. So, you know, we are in the harvesting light business, so that's why the high density system works real well, real nice. Just produces those nice quality, high yielding apples. So more equipment here in our pavilion. So this is the brush hog on the front of the skid steer here, and then we have the brush hog on the back of the tractor. It's a 3-point attachment. We also have our fertilizer spreader. This holds 700 pounds of fertilizer. And you know, we used to rent a spreader from the co-op whenever we used to get fertilizer, but like, you know what? You know, a lot of times during the spring and during the fall, they're always giving them away to farmers that, you know, that are spreading hundreds of acres. And for us, you know, we have put 700-800 pounds of fertilizer in a big old buggy. So I was like, well, there's no point for us to do that. So we went ahead and invested our money into one of these, and it works well. We use it every year on the farm here. So it's just small 700-pound fertilizer holder spreader. So I mean, it's a must. If you're not spreading fertilizer, you ain't growing any fruit. So so this is our welding trailer or generator. So this is just a I forget how many watts this is. A pretty big generator. It can run our entire store on the facilities if we ever run out of power. But then we also connected our arc welder to it. So like on the high density system, whenever we get on those metal posts, we got to be able to weld. So We just put this together here. The nice thing about this, it is very mobile. Just connect it to the tractor, PTO, and you can take it wherever you want on the farm, and you don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about it, because you can weld wherever you want and whenever you want. So our welder trailer. So right here, you might look at this and be like, what is this? So this is our water wheel transplanter. And for us, this is very vital to the strawberry production on our farm. And this goes hand in hand with that plastic mulch layer. So what this does is it plants the plants, or we have to plant the plants. I'll put up a quick video of us using this past season. So that plastic mulch layer, it lays the plastic and makes it raised beds. Then we come through here, it's a 3-point attach. And these wheels here with the spikes make a hole in that plastic. And then this is full of water and fertilizer. So then that water flows through there, and wherever that spikes go get into that soil, it creates a nice mess, like a muddy mess of soil. So whenever you do get the plug plants that are laying on here, you just shove those in the ground, and that's how you plant the strawberries and all the vegetables. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link to one of my strawberry videos down in the description box below. So if you guys are more interested to see how this water wheel transplanter works, go ahead and check that out. It's pretty cool. Without this, we couldn't plant as many strawberries as we did. So I think we planted, I've got to calculate here in my head. So we planted, it took us 5 days to plant 35,000 strawberry plants. So I mean, I don't know how many plants per day, but it's quite a bit. We could do quite a bit. We pump out those numbers pretty fast. So there's 2 guys on there, 1 guy driving the tractor, and just go all day. And it just makes our life a whole lot easier, makes our life, that, like I said, without this equipment we wouldn't even be in this business. So more on the equipment, we have a 3 plow, it's a mobile plow with 3 plows on it, I guess. I don't know what you call that. Then we have a disc that we use for working off the soil. And whenever you are using that plastic mulch layer, you need really fine soil, so it needs to be worked up quite a bit. So that's what we use. I mean, it's not too complicated. And a lot of things with the stuff we're doing, you can make it as simple as possible or as complicated as possible. But as long as the plants and the trees are happy, that's all that matters at the end of the day. So we could invest a lot more money than we already have in more nicer equipment and bigger, more horsepower tractors. But at the end of the day, it works for our farm. It gets the job done, so we're not complaining. So I sat down and calculated how much investment we have in the equipment. So all in all, with everything I've showed you guys and a few other stuff like the plows and stuff, those, we bought those used, so they're not really that much. But in total, I believe it's like $300,000 just in equipment, and that doesn't include the buildings or anything, and it didn't include all the vehicles and trailers and whatnot. So that's just strictly the equipment that that is necessary for our operation. So for the size of our operation, that's a lot. Like I said, we have 20 acres of the orchard, and then we do the other berries and stuff, so about 35 acres in total production here. So it seems like a lot, but at the end of the day, like I said, without that equipment we would never get the job done, and it would make our life a whole lot harder if we didn't have it. So that's part of it, part of farming. So this is going to be pretty much it for today. If you guys haven't already, go and hit that subscribe button, go ahead and smash that like button if you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to hit that notification icon so you guys can be notified whenever I do upload a video. I want to say thanks for watching up to this point. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you next time.